Obama boldly proclaimed at the State of the Union that we're going to start an initiative to cure cancer.
Last year, Vice President Biden said that with a new moonshot, America can cure cancer. Last month, he worked with this Congress to give scientists at the National Institutes of Health the strongest resources that they've had in over a decade. Well, So tonight I'm announcing a new national effort to get it done. And because he's gone to the mat for all of us on so many issues over the past 40 years, I'm putting Joe in charge of mission control. For the loved ones we've all lost, for the families that we can still save, let's make America the country that cures cancer once and for all. What do you say, John? Let's make it happen.
So that's a nice moment. You even had some Republicans clapping. I think I saw Lindsey Graham clapping there. Now, I have good news for Vice President Biden. He's going to get a head start. Because I don't know how many of you guys remember this story, but there's some very promising research on this already. Let's take a look.
I first heard about this story at Google's summer camp, Larry Page's summer camp in Sicily. And they have all kinds of different speakers come and talk about things. And Dr. Carl June from UPenn came and showed a little snippet of a story of a young girl who was dying, very close to death with late-stage blood cancer, leukemia. And they injected her with a repurposed HIV virus. And she got very sick. And when she woke up, she was completely cancer-free. My wife and I have 2 young children, so we were just bawling at the end of the story. And it was so, heartbreakingly beautiful that I was wondering why more people didn't know about it. And the reason is because it's just happening now. It's literally happening in real time. They're just through enough of the trials, 4 years, that they can announce it. And so we're going to be the first to announce it. So we're incredibly humbled and really proud of this documentary and getting the word out that we're actually on the first stages to find a cure for cancer.
Now, I suggest that you guys watch that whole thing if you haven't yet. It's a Vice documentary or a Vice special called Killing Cancer. It's available online. If you type it into Google, it'll be the first thing that pops up. It's a tremendous story, and I mean, the gist of it is that when you have lab-created HIV, and I believe they do it with other viruses too, measles is another one if I remember correctly, and possibly some others, what they do is they actually inject the patient with that, and then for whatever reason, they get really sick, but they're getting sick because the virus is targeting just the cancer. And they get sick for a day, and then they come back and their cancer is gone. Now, again, it seems, as I described that, a lot of people will think, and I thought as I went through all the information on this story, so did we already cure cancer? It's a little more complicated because apparently these kinds of treatments only work for certain kinds of cancer. And then also, I think there's some sort of an issue with the immune system of the people involved. So if they're older and they have a weaker immune system to begin with and they're already doing horribly, well, is this going to work? Can they get through this 24-hour period of intense pain where the measles virus or lab-created HIV is attacking them even though it's attacking the cancer? Will they be able to survive that and then come out the other end? I don't know. I'm not a researcher. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to pretend to know stuff that I don't. So there are obviously still things to work out, and there's still problems, but when you have the government saying, okay, let's do an initiative where we take part in this and where we help fight against it, well, my response to that is, this is only exactly what the government is for. You think if you poll the American people, that most of them aren't going to say, yeah, of course we should have the government spending money to do research to try to cure cancer and do stuff like that. I can't think of a better way to spend our tax dollars. Let's try to cure one of the biggest problems facing humanity, mankind. This is exactly what I want my money going towards. I don't want to go in towards, unnecessary wars and corporate welfare. Spend to cure cancer and all other types of diseases. This is exactly what the government is for. And, only the government can really engage down these paths, because when you go to the private sector, the profit motive is very demanding. So, and a lot of people don't have the capital flow to invest in something like this and wait until they see results. I mean, what if it ends up costing $2 billion of research before you get something that works? Well, who the fuck can afford $2 billion? There's a handful of people in the world that can afford to spend $2 billion on this pet project to hope that something comes out the other end of it. So there are limits within a capitalist structure. I'm not anti-capitalism. I think you need aspects of it in any functioning economy. Like every modern nation, there should be a hybrid. But some things the government needs to take the initiative. This is one that makes sense. We're already knocking on the door of a cancer cure. Why not go all the way?